It's now time for the J Burke Home Show on K-Law 101. For the next 30 minutes, you'll hear information that will save you money around your house. With your hosts, Eric Sherem and Jay Burke.
And a pleasant good morning, Southwest Oklahoma. Another weekend, another sunny one, another hot one. And Jay says his most wonderful time of the year, I guess. If you're in heat and air, this is your time. This is your season.
It's my happy time.
Well, because you make people comfortable, and that's the thing is getting some of those things that have kind of really taken us hard with some of the heat, and kind of give us an up-to-date report. We kind of come to you on a weekly basis for that because I know that you are tied in really well with the PSO program, the Centerpoint Energy program, the rebates that are given, and I know that as of like a couple weeks ago, they were saying, okay, we need your numbers on a daily basis because that number and that money is dwindling. So what can you tell me right now?
Well, we're still in that same mode. It's turn it in every day. As soon as you get somebody that's wanting to use it, please contact us. So we've had a lot of people that actually have asked us, hey, is it too late to get into the program yet? And the answer to that is no. We still have time. If it may be out by Monday or Tuesday. We don't know that, but right now we are still doing a lot of test-ins for people to get them qualified for the program. And the rebates are still at the same level that they were all year long, so we're very happy with that. But we've had a lot, Eric, recently that have been the no airs. People calling saying, "Oh my gosh, I thought I would make it till next year and try to get PSO, but mine totally went out today." And so we're able to get those people and try to get them in as fast as we can. But all the rebates are still available up to $5,000 from PSO and $2,000 from Centerpoint. And we have some Linux rebates available, and so we also, we're swamped, but we're not too swamped to take care of you. I promise you that. So we're working day and night to get everybody back up and going.
Okay, of course, it's a free estimate from you, too. I think that's, sometimes we kind of forget. I know it. I take it for granted that you provide that. But that's also another service, too, that, just for you to come and take a look and give your true assessment, because we're going to talk about that when it comes to the rebate money, about why it has to be a true assessment. But that estimate is free.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% free. And we've had some people that did not qualify that I felt like.
And that's good to know, too.
Yeah, I said, hey, you know what? This won't work for you, but here's what we need to do. You're not as bad as you thought you were. We can do some testing on our own and kind of give you a heads up of what you need. And I'll come out personally and do the estimating and talk with you and sit down and figure out something that works for you. A lot of times people think when they're changing their air conditioners, and we've talked about this before, it's a $50,000 expense. How in the world am I going to afford it? I don't have any money. Number one, we have financing. It's not a $50,000 expense. Well, I guess it could be if you had to redo 5 units or something on your house. But for most people, the rebates pay for all of the things that you want to upgrade, from insulation to duct replacement if you need it, to duct sealant, to your house leaky doors, leaky windows, fireplaces that leak. All those kind of things can be handled, and PSO give you money for that and give you money to help offset the cost of a new system. So most of the time, almost always, they save more money by doing the PSO program than if they just did a system and did nothing. So that's what makes it so nice. And again, they don't make you buy some high-end unit that you just can't afford to purchase. It's just a regular unit. It's high, for anybody, a new unit is higher efficient usually than we go out and see them that are 15, 20, 25 years old, and they're not very efficient at all. So we are getting back into, some houses now that are totally out. But we also have some people that say, you know what, I'm just ready to upgrade. My utility bills are too high. In the wintertime, it doesn't heat the way it's supposed to, or half my house is hot or cold all the time. And so we're working on those problems, and we can solve those problems. You shouldn't have to live with rooms that you sweat in the summertime and freeze in the winter. I mean, that's not the way heating and air is designed. And so our job is to make you comfortable.
I think it's key, too, to, keep emphasizing, because, we don't talk about this on an everyday basis, but we get you once a week to talk about it, is that when you come in, usually I think people think a rebate is going to be for that. Okay, it only applies if I get the bad to the bone best system of all, and that's the only way it applies. And A, that's not correct. And B, and you mentioned it briefly, but I'm glad that we bring this up, that it also is for insulation, for ductwork, who thinks of ductwork? I mean, your ductwork may have been put in 20 years ago and never even looked at it. And maybe someone that's come up in the attic, or you put Christmas decorations and may have crushed it, or, and we found through cases that you brought up, some of all their air is just going up in their attic. So you're air conditioning a place that no one's living in, for one, and then that's just lost money for utilities. So why I bring that up is because the people that are providing the rebates, either CenterPoint or our PSO, is that they provide it based on this criteria, and you're not the deciding factor. So you kind of know what they're looking at, but you have what you call a third-party person that comes in.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the third-party tester comes in and actually does the test for the duct. They do a duct test where they basically inflate your ductwork. Your ductwork should be like a balloon. When you blow into the balloon, it should hold air. Ductwork should be exactly the same. But most of the time, it's like when we inflate the ductwork, it's like somebody's cut the end out of the balloon. We have houses that won't register any pressure at all. Everything's going out in the attic and wall chases and other places. So that's the first part of the test they're going to do. The second part of the test is going to be what they call blower door. They're going to put a door on your front door with a big fan. It's going to basically push all the air out of your house with everything closed, and they're going to find where your house is leaking from the outside. And so they're going to basically create a 25 or 30 mile an hour wind coming from outside trying to come into your home. And so they're going to find windows and doors and fireplaces and, all those different things that could be leaking.
And I can get rebate money for any of those kind of things?
To fix it all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they give you more money than it costs you to fix them. So you win. I mean, I love the ones where I say, hey, it's going to cost you $200, but they're going to give you $600 to do it. It's a win. So every one of those.
That's instant money. That's not waiting, wait for 6 months for it.
Well, that's what's made these programs so nice, is that not just PSO, but CenterPoint as well. After we got with CenterPoint last year and said, hey, quit sending checks. Can we not do this instantly? And they've all said yes. So when we go out, and if you're going to get $5,000 from CenterPoint, from PSO, that $5,000 comes right off the invoice right now. PSO will pay me back. I'm the one that has to wait for the money. You don't have to wait on a check. You don't have to fill out all these papers. You don't have all this, oh gosh, where's my check? It got lost in the mail. Nope. We took it off your invoice. Same thing with CenterPoint. We take it off the invoice. Same thing with Lennox. We take it off the invoice. So you don't have to anymore say, oh, I'm going to wait on my rebate check. I got to pay that $5,000 up front, and then they're going to pay me back. Nope. It comes off instantly.
All right, that's a great opportunity. So as we talked about, a free estimate, you get Jay's opinion, because he's going to know what the third-party tester is going to want anyway. So it's not like, wow, gosh, I hope I get this right. You want to make sure it's right. They just verify that you're right, and then if it's passed up, and they give their little blessing, and then it goes up to the rebates, and that's applied. So, and just make sure you talk to Jay, because it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a replaced unit. It could be just ductwork. It could be insulation. It could be any of those, or it could be all three. So, make sure Jay comes out and gets you tested on that.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we've looked at everything in the house. So it's, back in the old days when we did heating and air, we just go out and say, we're going to put a new unit in your house, and we walked away. We never thought about leaky returns or ductwork, or like you say, and sometimes you look at ductwork in the attic, and I've done this even in the last few years, looked at ductwork in the attic and thought, well, this ductwork looks pretty good. And then they do the test, and we do a test, and we do the test, and we say, I can't get a reading. Something's leaking that bad.
Wow.
We can't see it. So some of them, even though people say, well, I have metal duct, it should last forever. Well, moisture, condensation gets in that metal duct, and finally, over time, you'll end up having areas that rust totally out of the ductwork. And so you may have a big hole leaking in, and it's blowing out a 2 or 3 inch hole somewhere in the attic, spread all the way underneath some ductwork, insulation that you don't know. And so this is a great way to know what is going on. And sometimes your ductwork is in great shape, and there's no reason to replace it. And so we'll be able to tell you that too. But so, call me. I'll be more than happy to come out. I even come out on Saturdays. It doesn't matter to me. And so if I have to come after 5 when you get off work, please just let my office know, and I'll be more than happy to do that. And we'll take good care of you.
1-800-AIR-REPAIR, or of course you can go online at JJBurkAug27.com to find out more and all the information. Okay, and I know you've been with a program. We got a special guest, and I want to get to them and talk a little bit about an exciting program that you've been associated with. So why don't you introduce our guest for today?
Well, actually, we have Ronnie Lyles here with us in the studio. Thank you so much for being here today. And we actually, I got invited by a friend of mine, Colin Hawkins, who said, hey, I'm going to do this house. And he said it's going to be for a veteran. and he said, "It's a cool program. You ought to come check it out. Come to the Hilton." And that was, I don't remember, Ronnie. That was probably a few maybe a couple months ago. I don't remember how long it's been now. And so we sat in there and heard about the program, and it's called Operation Finally Home, is the name of the organization. And I was so overly impressed that I said, "Okay, I'm in. What do I need to do?" And so we've been very, very happy to be a part of this. Just yesterday on Friday, we had the groundbreaking Friday morning, and to see the fire and the veterans that came in on the motorcycles and the whole bit to lead it in, and the American flag surrounding the yard was just. I'm sure most people saw it on the television or on in the newspaper. It was an absolutely phenomenal groundbreaking ceremony. So congratulations on that, and tell us a little bit more about Operation Finally Home.
Well, Jay, first of all, thanks for having me, and K-Law also thanks for letting us speak today and tell you a little bit about our organization. Operation Finally Home is a national nonprofit that started in Texas back in 2005. We have a mission to provide custom-built mortgage-free homes to America's wounded, ill, and injured veterans, as well as the widows of the fallen, in honor their sacrifice for our freedoms and values. Yesterday's project was the groundbreaking, and it was a very special day. As you talked about, there was a very good turnout, a lot of excitement in the air, and it's really kind of the ceremonial start of the project to put a worthy veteran in a mortgage-free home.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing, and I Colin Hawkins is a friend, but he's also a home builder and a great builder. He does great custom homes, and a lot of people, just to be honest with you, people asked me early on, Ronnie, they said, "Is this Extreme Home Makeover?" Because we already had one here. Is this Extreme Home Makeover? And my answer to that was no. This is a totally new home from the ground up. They're not going in redoing a home, and I think what was really cool about it, that made me feel comfortable with the program, was that we weren't going to build $1 million home and move someone in it that couldn't financially take care of $1 million home. We were going to build them a very nice custom home. I say we, everybody together is going to build this beautiful home, and it's still going to be a beautiful home. I don't mean it in any disrespect, but it's not $1 million home that somebody's going to say in 5 years, I can't keep up with, I can't maintain, I just can't do it. And so I thought getting involved with City National Bank and with Colin and with your group to do this was a perfect fit for my company, and so we were happy to be able to be a part of it. But tell us a little bit about. I thought it was pretty cool about how City National Bank got involved to start with as well.
Absolutely. First of all, what makes us unique is that we do start out by partnering with a builder. And so in this case, Colin Hawkins Custom Homes, stepped forward and said, I would like to lead a project. And of course, that's great. We need that, but we also need a lot. And that's where City National Bank stepped up. They said that we have a lot we would like to donate if Mr. Hawkins is willing to build the home. So we formed a partnership, so to speak. And this is our second project in Oklahoma. We had no doubt that it was going to be very successful because this area of the U.S. just loves their veterans. Absolutely. With Fort Sill being right here. So it was a perfect fit, and so it's all of us together coming together to do a 21st century barn raising and put these folks in a home that they definitely deserve.
Yeah, it was emotional yesterday to meet the family, and I know you had a big unexpected. I know they weren't expecting to be the chosen. It was really kept secret, and we were all told to hush hush. We weren't even given the name until right up until the time that they were actually going to. They had it at the rodeo a few weeks back, where they awarded the key, and I thought that was super amazing. But to meet the family today, really a young family. And to think that this veteran he gave the ultimate sacrifice in the fact that he will never be exactly the same, but we're going to try to make his life as comfortable and as normal as possible, and to see his young children there and his mom and dad, to me was worth every single bit of the whole thing. So, but tell your organization, a lot of people say, I want to donate, I want to help, I want to figure out what I can do. And so how do they what are we looking for? I mean, we're looking for cash donations, or, what are we trying to get here?
Yes, what makes us unique is that we do partner with the builder. So we step back and let the builder do what he does, and that's build a home. He's going to call on his trade partners, his subcontractors, just like J&J Burke has agreed to donate the heating and air conditioning for the house. We reach out to those subcontractors and ask of them to give as much as they can to a project. And so by utilizing that, we're able to build about a $275,000 house for about $75,000.
Wow.
So Operation Finally Home picks up that gap funding, but we want to get as much donated as we can so we can give this family the house that they deserve.
So do we need cash donations? Do we need, if somebody locally said, hey, I heard the program on your show the other day, how would they give a donation to this home that's going to be built for the veteran?
As you remember, when I first met you back on July 7th, when we did what we call our town hall meeting, that is when we basically present Operation Finally Home to the community and tell them about the builder and about the recipient and what we're planning on doing. Even up to the day where we dedicate the home, we certainly encourage folks that can step on board and give us their trade or their supplies that would go into building a typical home. They can certainly reach out to myself or to reach out to Mr. Hawkins and say, I would like to donate the plumbing and electrical, the framing, concrete, whatever is not taken care of on this particular project. And in answer to your question, we can always take cash. We do have a portal set up on our website, operationfinallyhome.org, where people can actually donate and make it specific to the Lawton project.
Oh, that's wonderful. So it's Operation. Give us that website once again.
It's operationfinallyhome.org.
operationfinallyhome.org. I think that's amazing that they can go and set aside that I want it to go to the Lawton home that's being built. And it's going to be. I saw the plans for the house. It's going to be a beautiful home.
When is it scheduled to be done?
We leave that up to the builder. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're shooting at 3 to 4 months. I know that puts us at the end of the year, first of the year. We don't set deadlines for them because we don't know what the weather and different things might hold up the build. But we will leave that up to Mr. Hawkins to tell us that I anticipate completion of construction this date, and then sometime closely thereafter we will actually schedule the dedication.
One of the questions I had is, how do you select a family like this? How do they get selected?
Great question, and the recipient is our most important part of any project. Of our 13 employees, more than half of those are on our Family Matters team. And so they do a fantastic job and do their due diligence in vetting these young men and women. Once we partner with a builder in a certain area, that's when we begin looking for someone for that area. We don't just throw a dart at a board and hit a name and say, you've been selected. We want someone that is either from the area, wants to be in the area, has family or friends, some type of support system close to the VA hospital, because most of them are still continuing to receive treatment there. And we're looking for someone, we like to say, that's looking for a hand up and not a hand out. And so our vetting process is a great due diligent process where we feel like we're getting the right person. And in the case of Sergeant Garcia and his family, we think we've hit a home run.
Oh, I thought so too. I just listening to his acceptance speech and his thank yous. He was crying, and so was I. So it wasn't, my daughter always says, "Dad, you cry at everything." So, but it was very touching and such a wonderful family. And and I also thought that the community really came out in support of this. It was an amazing deal. They had the fire truck there with the American flag hanging up over the lot there, and it was just a great ceremony. I'm glad that we can be a part. Lennox Industries has I called them and said, would you donate the equipment? And they said, give us a little information. And I got an email back that said within an hour that said, you've got the equipment, don't worry. And so then I went to my supplier that does the duct work, and I said, hey, I'm needing some ductwork for a project. And he said, you just tell me what you need and you've got it. I mean, I think that people in Lawton, and I'm sure all across this United States, is so very proud of our military and our veterans that have served and again, given such sacrifice. But it was, to me, it was just amazing. People saying, people pay a lot of money for this stuff. And it was just, tell me what you need, we'll take care of it. And we were just so honored to be able to say we would come and install it. And I told my guys we may do it at midnight with hanging lights because we've been so busy. I said, but we will do whatever it takes to get this done. And good to team up with Colin. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. And so, is there anything else that we need to know about this project? Are there going to be other events leading up to the actual completion of the home?
There's an event we like to call our Notes of Love, and that's where we invite the community, people that have been part of the project once the house is dried in, but before the sheetrock goes up, where they come in and take a Sharpie and put notes of love, encouragement to the family, and let the family know how much that the community has accepted them and wants them to be part of the community. Believe me when I say we don't take it for granted, the generosity of folks like J&J Burke and those that are wanting to donate back to the project, because that's what makes this work. We feel like the recipient has more than written this check many times over, so it's the least we can do as a nation to give back and honor their sacrifice.
Absolutely.
It's just a turnkey thing where you just come in and everything's all done for them. Is that really from start to finish?
Operation Finally Home is responsible, as the builder is, for providing a home. And once they get ready for the dedication, at that point, they actually own the home mortgage-free. It's theirs to do what they want to do with it. Let me just say this. I am proud to say that this is our 4th year that we have an individual donor. He and his wife remain anonymous, but they cover our admin cost. And so if somebody says, here's $100 to this project, how much of it is actually going to the project, we can truthfully say $100. And that's something we're very proud of.
How long has this organization been around?
We started in 2005 down in Texas. We're now in 33 states. 2 weeks ago, we dedicated our 110th home, and then we've got over 80 homes that are either under construction or in the permitting or planning stage throughout the country. So we're very proud of our growth, but yet it's much bigger than Operation Finally Home. This is all about the recipient and the communities coming together to do this.
Well, and I was so very proud, too. The city of Lawton, being a city councilman, Paul Ellwanger from City National Bank called me and said, what can we do for permits, and getting all those things waived? And the city council agreed unanimously that we would support this project and waive all fees and permits for that. So thanks to the city of Lawton and the great citizens of Lawton for being behind this. And again, I think it's a great project. I think everybody in Lawton ought to be very, very proud that we're coming together to help. And I'm sure we'll have more help along the way. And when we get close to turning the home over, maybe we'll have you come back, Ronnie, and give us an update of how things have gone and get people excited about seeing the move-in day.
I would love to do that. And let me also give a plug for City National Bank. George Porter and Paul Ellwanger, Brandy Watley, they have stepped forward. They want to make this a very special project. They would love to see this just be the first of many here in the Lawton area.
Absolutely.
And we would love that too. So, yes, I would love to come back and let you know that how great a job that Hawkins Custom Homes as well as the bank has done to sponsor this project and really put these folks on a track where they can start healing their mind, body, and spirit and start a new portion of their life.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for being here.
Give us your address one more, your email address, web so people check it out.
Yes, once again, it's operationfinallyhome.org. operationfinallyhome.org, and you can click on any state and you can see what we've done in that state or what we currently have underway.
Very nice.
Perfect.
Way to do that.
Perfect.
We'll be back right after this as the J&J Burke Home Show continues right here on KLAW 101.
Hi, I'm Jay Burke from J&J Burke Heating and Air. At J&J Burke, we've combined the rebates from PSO and CenterPoint Energy to save you up to $7,000 on the most energy-efficient systems available. J&J Burke is a 2014 and 2015 PSO Partner of the Year for the entire state of Oklahoma. We're still the best at getting you the rebates. So call us at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or go to jjburkair.com JJBurkAug27.com and learn how you can save thousands today. I'm Jay Burke, and you can count on my company because you can count on me. Hi, I'm Jay Burke from J&J Burke Heating and Air. At J&J Burke, we've combined the rebates from PSO and CenterPoint Energy to save you up to $7,000 on the most energy-efficient systems available. J&J Burke is a 2014 and 2015 PSO Partner of the Year for the entire state of Oklahoma. We're still the best at getting you the rebates. So call us at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or go to JJBurkAir.com and learn how you can save thousands today. I'm Jay Burke, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
All right, the J&J Burke Home Show each and every Saturday mornings from 9 until 9:30. It's always great to have special guests, Jay. I mean, because not that you aren't special enough, but it's always good to have.
Here we go with that.
Yeah. Okay. We were talking a little bit about not only the program PSO and the CenterPoint Energy rebate program. Time is limited. Get to it. Get Jay out there. But we're also talking about the importance of maintenance, and I think most of us will understand when the dentists say it's properly maintaining this by getting your teeth cleaned twice a year. Okay, because we stay on top of things, we're getting x-rays, so you don't have a root canal day later on down the road. Okay,
that's right.
We get that. Oil changes, we get that too. Every 3,000 miles, or they've upped that now for newer vehicles. Every 6,000 miles or so to change your oil because we want to maintain that. So you don't want it gummed up and gooped up and then the engine not work. So why not your heat and air? And the thing is, that's something that we probably don't think of. When it's on, it's working, right? I mean, what's the problem until there's a problem and it's off and I say, Jay, come help me, it's hot.
Well, heating and air is not sexy. That's all I got to say,
Okay.
So most people don't really get, they just forget. And I changed my filter. And that's great. We want you to change your filter. Or we want you to let us change your filter, however that's going to work. But we have a Comfort Club program that is second to none. Where we come out twice a year, do a 21-point inspection of all the safety devices and things on your unit, as well as totally clean your system twice a year. So that programs, it starts out at $12.95 a month. We have other programs, $19.95 a month. It just depends on how much you want to save in your filters, or if you have any other work down the road, you get rebates, discounts if you buy a new system from us down the road. You never pay. One of the things about our Comfort Club that I think is the coolest part of it all is that you never pay a service call. You never pay $1 for a service call if you're a Comfort Club member with J&J Burke. You're part of our family. So when you call, I don't care if it's 4th of July, I don't care if it's Christmas Day, I don't care what day it is, I don't care if it's midnight. You call us and say your heat and air is stopped. We are on our way. We will call you within 15 minutes of you calling us and tell you when we'll be at your home. We guarantee the same day service.
That bar is pretty high up there now.
That is the bar.
That is the bar.
That is Jay's bar.
Okay.
And so we will be there, but you don't have to pay that fee. So joining the Comfort Club has so many advantages. You always get opportunities for duct cleaning specials, things like that we can talk to you about. And but you get to see our team twice a year. And when you call, we know you're a Comfort Club member, so you go right to the top of the list on the hottest days or the coldest days. It's that time of year. We're almost back to fall, if you can believe that already. It's almost September. So we need to start thinking about getting those maintenances done here mid-September, no later than October, and get ready for the heating season because it's just right around the corner.
All right, J&J Burke, of course, you can call 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or JJBurkAir.com. Go there. You can watch any of these previous programs if you've missed any of those with the special guests that we have from time to time, and get a free estimate if you've not done it, and especially if you're really thinking about maybe getting part of that rebate program, because we've said before, when the money's out, it won't come back until next year.
Yeah, it'll be January, February, and we don't know what the rebates will look like. They may be half, so you want to do it. If you can do it now, now's the time.
All right, the J&J Burke Home Show each and every Saturday morning. I guess we'll see you next Saturday, same time from 9 until 9:30.
Absolutely.
All right, the J&J Burke Home Show each and every Saturday mornings right here on KLAW 101.
Join us this time every Saturday morning for the latest technologies and professional advice to help you save money around your house. This has been the J&J Burke Home Show.
I'm Jay Burke, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.